souls, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, all of that juicy goodness. We are outside today for our weekly energy reading. It is so beautiful. It's supposed to be 70s here in New Jersey for the next couple of days. It is currently March, and it's unheard of to be this warm in March. At least when I was a kid, I'm 41. When I was a kid, it was always like this in March. It was always like 60s, and then as the weather changes, we've been getting snow all the way through April. So I am so pumped that it is 70s. I'm going to be laying out this week. I cannot wait to get all the sun codes. But we're going to see what the energy is for this week. I have my cute little matchbox that my sister-in-law got me. Check out the colors of these matches. I love the hot pink, obviously, because of my nails. Yeah, we're going to see what the energy is, as we always do. In a couple short days, I am going to be launching my Awaken Your Magic community. I am uploading a bunch of new content. Actually, it's old content, but I haven't shared it on YouTube, so it's still new to you guys. And I'm super pumped. So that's on March 13th this week. I'll be launching that community, and I hope you guys will all join. As I pull back a little from YouTube, I'm going to do less videos and put more of my energy into the community, the private community. I sit on Zooms all day long with people, and they feel so alone. They don't have other people to talk to about all of this stuff. You know, they just go to the internet, and you never know what you're going to get on there. So I wanted to create a safe private community for all like-minded souls that are here together. And you guys can talk to each other. Like, I have so many female clients and male clients who are going through the same things, and I sit on Zoom back to back with them, and I'm like, oh, I wish you two could meet. I wish you three could get together on a Zoom and just talk about your marriages or whatever it is, you know, talk about your kids. So I was like, you know what, Michelle, it's time. You're going to start a community. You're going to have, like, it's almost like a Facebook feed. It's called school.com, SKOOL.com, and it's one of the best communities out there to build your tribe. And it's a great way for people like me to get paid to do what we do. I can upload content, I can talk with you guys, I can do lives, and it's private, you know, it's not everybody can see it, you know. So that's going to be available on Wednesday. So stay tuned. It's only $44 a month, which I always say it's like 2 cups of coffee a week. If you think about it, it's like $10 a week, right? It is so worth that money. If you invest in your growth, the universe will provide that back. Okay, so let's call on our guide, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. Please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me, bless my cards, bless my beautiful viewers, bless my new community. I like that the name that I came up with. My guides gave me the name Awaken Your Magic. And the initials on the site, it's AY, like A. So I thought that was cute. Like when you guys get notifications on your phone and stuff, I think it's going to say AY. So every time you get a notification, you're going to have to be like, A. Hey, it's from Michelle. Okay, so I have some new decks that we're going to use this week. I have the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. So this is what it looks like. It's really pretty. So we're going to see what this one's all about. I got it a while ago and I just haven't used it. So let's start with that. We're also going to use the Tarot of the Divine. This is my cartoon deck. I call it the cartoon deck. It's got this one's mermaid themed. There's some Aladdin themed ones. Yeah, there's just all different kinds of cartoonish type of tarot. So we're going to start with the Night Goddess. And let's see what message we get. Tomorrow, I am giving a talk to 40. I'm going to the hospital, Jefferson Hospital in Pennsylvania, in Philly. And I'm giving a talk to 40 people who are struggling with multiple sclerosis. And I cannot wait. I'm going to teach them a manifesting lesson. I'm a little nervous. You guys know that I have a fear of public speaking, but I'm getting better at it. But the universe brought me this opportunity, so we're going with it. So I will report back later this week. Okay, we have 2 of Pentacles and Reclamation. Ooh, I can't wait to see what Reclamation is. I'm going to read from the book, but here's the cards. So Two of Pentacles is balancing, like trying to, um, it could be balancing work with play. It could be balancing your finances because pentacles are finances. Um, but let's see how this author describes this. I'll do Two of Pentacles first, and then we'll do reclamation. Okay, Two of Pentacles. This goddess hovers atop wet rocks while waves crash upon the shore. She is dancing with two coins in an infinite loop. While glancing at one and not the other, she's thinking about balance, what she has and what she could lose. She is weighing the odds or pros and cons from a matter at hand. The stars remind her to consider her present position when making this choice. Our decisions are not isolated, and the state of indecision is a choice in itself. Don't get washed away by the tide. Take some time and then act. If you don't, you might be stuck for a while. Figure out your priorities and determine how you may need to rework them in order to find the results you seek. Beware of overcommitting, as you need to stay flexible now. Okay, beautiful message. Like we talked about before, it's all about balance. And when I feel like there's a message in here for somebody that, and this is something I'm going to talk a lot about in my community, is boundaries, like knowing yourself. You were genetically designed to either say yes from your gut. I always call it the full body, like fuck yes, excuse my language, or the gut yes. Some people are designed to make decisions that way. Other people are designed to wait a week and to see if they get confirmation back from the universe, whether they take action. I'm a generator in the human design. I'm a 2-4 generator, which means I'm a hermit and I'm an opportunist, which means I love to seclude and have my alone time. But then I also need to be social and I need to be out there and I need to be a leader. So that's balancing who I am. So this is a message for you guys to get to know yourselves. You have to know how you work. If I didn't know that I was a 2-4, the 2 is the hermit, the 4 is the opportunist. My whole life, I thought something was wrong with me because every time on the weekends when I was at home alone, I wanted to be out with friends. But then when I would be out with friends, I'd want to be home alone and I could never feel balanced. But it was like I needed to learn how to do both and that it's okay to want to seclude and it's okay to be, in the scene and to be out in public. So I feel like this is a message for you to figure out who you are. Go look up your human design, get your birth chart read. um, get your gene keys read, and you can literally, like most of these things, you can just go on a website and type in your birthday and your date of or your time of birth, and you can get this information. But when you don't know who you are, you don't know how to balance yourself, you don't know how to regulate your own energy and your emotions, and you overcommit and you say yes to things because you feel obligated to. And this card is saying, don't do that anymore. Like if your body says no, don't do it. Even if it's an hour before you have to go somewhere. But you also have to learn discernment because sometimes your fear is the thing that's telling you not to go. And you have to know the difference between the two because your fear will keep you trapped in suffering. If you think about not going to the thing and you're like, man, I don't know what I could have said or could have done, or what if this could have gone really well, and you didn't go and you never know. That would be your fear holding you back. If it's something that you're not really going to care about, if you didn't go to it, you're not going to miss anything, then that's not your fear. It's not a full gut yes. Okay, so first message is don't overcommit. Don't say yes to things you don't want to say yes to, and know yourself well enough to know when to pull back your energy and when to put yourself out there. Got a little strawberry lemonade poppy going on right now. Okay, reclamation. Let's see what this is. Here's the star. Here it is. Oh, it's the devil card. Ooh. I noticed there's a butterfly on it. There's strawberries. Let's see what else it says. Okay. Or what it means. So a goddess stands determined with one hoof on land and one in rocky waters. Her left hand points towards the earth, bound by her scarf, in a position reminiscent of the witch's creed. As above, so below. Her right hand raised above holds a wand. the element of fire, blossoming creativity, spirituality, and passion. It's free from its binds. She looks towards the future with renewed possibility. The raspberry plant, full of thorns, but also fruit, lets us know that our labor will be hard, but worth it. The butterfly represents transformation, possibility, and freedom. On the other side, the vulture waits. Our worries and fears prey upon our expressions, thoughts, and stories about ourselves. This is a time to reclaim your narrative. It may be difficult, but be patient and keep showing up for yourself. Okay, so this is you. You get to pick your story. You get to write yourself this whole new life. I just did a video this morning in my YouTube shorts about how I want everyone to wake up and do what they love, like creating your life from scratch. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to get paid to do? I used to always write in my journal, like, I just want to get paid for being me. I just want to be myself and get paid. And that's what I'm doing right now. I literally get to talk and just be myself and share messages, and I get paid. So you guys have that ability too. So this is you pulling back your energy from anything that's not where you want to be and start to write a new story. Anything that you want to manifest in life has to start in your imagination. You think it, you feel it, you really see yourself in it, and then you just let the universe do the rest. Okay. It will guide you. But like we talked about before, you have to know when to follow a breadcrumb, when to follow an offer. It's going to come your way, and then you're like, wait, should I follow this? Is this something I want to do? And you have to check in with your body. Is it a full gut yes? If it is, then go. And I always say entertain everything. You know, there was once a time where when I quit my teaching job and I was wanting to start YouTube, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like blindly walking into everything, and I had like $25,000 in savings. I'm like, okay, that'll pay my rent for a couple, 6 months or so. So I was like, I have a little buffer, but I'll be out of money by then. And that's not healthy to do, but I had it. And I was like, my dreams are worth it. I want to create my own life. So I got this offer that came in, but guess when the offer came in? When I was panicked on my couch. I was sitting on my couch, panicked about money. I just took this leap of faith, and a friend texted me and was like, hey, would you be interested in this teaching job? And it wasn't at a typical school. It was like a private tiny school where I would only work with like 2 or 3 kids in the morning time. And you still had to wear masks. And it was just like, I wasn't sure. And I was like, wait, is this a breadcrumb? Am I supposed to do this? I don't really, it's not a real gut yes. So I explored it. I went to the place, I interviewed, I walked through it. I kind of like, I took in how my body felt when I was there. And something just said no. I got in my Jeep and I cried. I like literally cried because it was like a soul cry, like, no, Michelle, this is not your path. And if I would have taken that job, I wouldn't have created YouTube. I wouldn't have done everything I've done here. So it was perfect. That was not meant for me at that time. And I do believe I would have dread going there. I would have dread being like, when is this over? I would have been like, I can't wait to get home. Whereas just now, I had a friend ask me to work at a preschool, and that lit me up. I was like, yes, I want to work with little ones, little 3 and 4 year olds. Like, they're going to call me at 5 in the morning if they need me, and I can say yes or I can say no. It's like a subbing job, but it's more like extra hands. So I won't be leading the class. I'll just be an extra person in the room. But there's like, I just get to be there and talk to the kids and comfort them and give them love. Like, that lights me up. See how I'm talking about it? So when you're on your path and when you take a leap of faith or you're wanting to leave your job, if something comes in and you're not sure if this is the universe guiding you to it or not, you have to know yourself. You have to follow and explore and say, okay, I don't know if this is a gut yes. Let me go there. Let me feel the people out. Let me interview and see. I can always say no if I don't want to do it. You can even take a job and then get 2 weeks into it and realize it's not for you, and you can leave. Even a teacher, teachers, it's so unheard of to start the school year and then quit in October or November. I resigned in November. There's no rules in life. You do what you need to do for your soul. Okay. And that's knowing yourself inside and out. And this is the process of learning about who you are and what you really do want. You know what I mean? Like, this is the process of it. You might not know right now with me talking about it, but and I didn't know until I went to that one school, the private school. I didn't know until I went there, and then I got in my Jeep and I cried, and I was like, nope, that's definitely a no. I'm not doing it. And I made a commitment from, if I just left my teaching job after 17 years, like a stable, strong thing, if I'm leaving that, then I am definitely not going into anything like that again. That's going to make me feel that way. So we have to kind of we have to make a commitment to say, no, I'm only going to do something that is a full gut yes. Okay, so let's do the tarot of the divine, the cartoon tarot. Let's see. Little clearing. I haven't used these decks in a while. Anytime if they sit in like a cabinet, or I have like little drawers underneath my TV, all of my extra cards are in there. If I don't use them for a while, I like to cleanse them by knocking on them. Something my mentor taught me. Okay, so we have 3 right off the bat, and these cards, the texture of these cards feels so good. It's like a different texture. We have 2 of coins, 2 of pentacles, same exact card we just got, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So here's the 2 of coins. Oh, cute little baby. Is there 2 babies? Yeah, so cute. I'm assuming this is going to be balancing a lot of like home life stuff. And then we have Page of Cups, or maybe like providing for your family. I love the bunny between his feet. It's like he's all tied up. He's about to trip and he doesn't even know it. And then we have the Queen of Cups, and she's chilling. She's got her glass of juju. So let's read what these cards mean. Let's do 2 of Cups first. Okay, 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups is an ideal relationship that's still, oh, I'm sorry, that's not 2 of Cups, 2 of Coins. Yikes. Maybe Spirit wanted me to read that. Okay. 2 of Coins represents the skill needed to balance opposing forces in life. The bear world and the human world collide. She embodies the dualities of work and family, hobbies and careers, and wants versus needs. So upright is multitasking, balance, choice, flexibility, prioritizing. So this is you deciding, okay, like maybe I should take this money and put it aside for our bills for the next 6 months, always having a safety net. And then what do we want to spend on pleasure, right? So we have money for our needs, and then we have money for our pleasures and our joys. So this is a reminder to balance that. And then we have, then we have Page of Cups. Let's hear that. Okay. Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is connected to his emotions and expresses himself wholly with youthful purity. In this card, one of the 7 young moon siblings plays with the Chinese god of same-sex relationships, who ties the red thread of fate that connects lovers. Ooh, I like this. Youthfulness, idealism, sensitivity, romance, spirituality. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I thought there was going to be people coming in the backyard and they were going to make a bunch of noise. So, but they kept walking. Okay, so the red string, I always love that. Have you guys ever heard of that? Where they say with like divine connections, it's almost like our hearts have a red string to my heart, to whoever my person is, who I'm meant to be with in this lifetime. I'm like totally losing my thoughts. But that red string attaches us to that person. So from a distance, from thousands and thousands of miles away, we can feel the pull. We can feel that person's pain. We can feel their joy. You know, if you catch yourself crying out of nowhere, you might be feeling your person, your divine lover's energy. And they say that you don't necessarily cry when they're crying. Like if they're in distress, you're just guided to reach out to them, or you're just thinking of them. So you don't feel their pain. You just think of them when they are in pain. Okay. And sometimes there's a little bit of like, I just feel like I need to reach out to you, or are you okay? I'm just checking on you, or you just crossed my mind. And normally it's because they're in a lot of distress. or maybe they're experiencing so much joy and then the magnetism is there. So for some reason, I would have never read the Page of Cups that way in the original tarot, but because they mentioned the red thread, I thought about that with divine connections, soulmates, twin flames, whatever you want to call them. Okay, let's do the Queen of Cups now. It's on the same page. So it says, the Queen of Cups represents the surface of the subconscious. The goddess connects those on land to the depth of the spiritual plane. She is mysterious, but also a kind and caring mother. In the upright position, it's femininity, warmth, empathy, a counselor, intuition. So this represents you or somebody that you know that takes you to another level in your mind, in your spirit, in your consciousness, expanding your consciousness. So who in your life expands you? Who makes you go deeper? Who teaches you all of these things that you just can't get enough of, right? You want to put yourself around these people more because you want to keep growing. You never want to be stagnant, including myself. Like I am always watching other people's content. No, I shouldn't say that. I like to avoid watching other people's content when I'm creating something because I don't want their information to influence mine. But I'll go through like maybe a month of not watching other people's content and then I get thirsty. And then I'm like, I need to learn something new. Like last night I came across a video where they were talking about moles and birthmarks and how they can determine who's a star seed and who's not. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's a neat concept. Let me see how this resonates in my body. Does this feel good to me? So I watched a little bit and then I was like, no, I don't really believe in it. And then I just left it aside, you know? So this is kind of saying like, never stop expanding yourself. And just know that when you're in my community, I am always going to be bringing you new information. I'm always going to be expanding you because I am somebody who's ever unfolding. That's literally why I created my one deck called the Ever Unfolding Heart, because I am fully dedicated to constantly expanding and growing myself. So, okay. So we have those two cards. We have the Two of Pentacles twice. Now we're going to do, let's do spirit messages. We're going to do this deck. Let's see what it looks like. It's got a whole bunch of words and pictures. So it's not tarot. Whoa. Well, that was the first one that came out. Caregiver, we are with you, and spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care and love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all of their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. Okay. So this is somebody, maybe you've taken care of a loved one that's passed away. Maybe you're somebody who's taking care of somebody right now. Maybe you're taking care of your children. Again, this is like a similar card, right? They're both caregivers. So this is saying like we have to balance how much we're giving to others and how much we're giving to ourselves. And that's the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is always focusing on her growth. She's always taking care of herself, but yet she has a full cup to give because she understands, she knows where to go to get her, to refill her cup. She goes to her meditation practice. She goes to nature. She goes to eating healthy foods. She goes to seclusion. She takes time to pull away from other people. So this is saying like learn to balance yourself so that you can share with other people and not overextend yourself. You have to rest. You have to take time to be by yourself, to come into your own energy. That's one of the biggest things on the spiritual journey that I learned, is how important it is to rest, and how as humans we're so designed, not designed, we're so conditioned to just go, go, go and never rest. Okay, just got guided to do another angel deck. Let's see. Oh, hello. We have your loved ones are safe. Oh, let go of your fear and worry for your loved ones. I am looking after them. Okay, so we have a caregiver. So somebody might be going through a tough time. This week, you might experience somebody saying that they have a new diagnosis, or maybe they're just sick, or maybe your family's getting really sick. Your angels are saying, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. You don't need to worry. Everything is just going to be just fine. And balance yourself. You know, if you are caring for this person, make sure that you're caring for yourself, because you cannot give if you're not, if your cup's not full, right? I remember when my dad was on hospice, I just feel like I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and I had to make an effort to just get outside and go for long walks. I had to do something to replenish my energy to be able to handle going to the hospital again, because it was just endless. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't know what was going to happen next, and it was just constant. We were just going there, and we're just like, it's draining. You know what I mean? And you don't want to watch somebody going through that. It's so painful. So if you're a caregiver right now for anybody, whether they're suffering, whether they're just your children, whether you're taking care of a parent in your home, um, your angels and guides are letting you know that you're protected. This whole reading so far has been about balancing your energy, balancing your money, balancing your time with family, work, play, and self-care. And the Queen of Cups, through that process, you guys are becoming the Queen of Cups. You're learning, okay, I've been giving and giving and giving. I have to tell my family, hey, I need like a day by myself. Or, hey, can you step in and take my kids here? Or you have to speak up. You have to take care of you. And that's what this card is saying. You have to care for you. Okay, let's do Angels of Abundance. Actually, no. We're going to do my new spellcasting deck, which I really like. I have a lot of people asking me about this deck. It's really beautiful. My friend Renee gifted it to me. Okay. Let's see. Spirit guide. Oh, yep. You guys are getting so much love. We didn't open sacred space. Did we? Yeah, I did. Oh my God. I totally forgot. Right? I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. That's how much I dissociate in these readings. I've done it so many times that I lose track. Manifestation. Okay. I just heard manifesting a car. Who's manifesting a car? Comment below if you are. I know but one of my one of my viewers, Kelly, she just donated to my channel. If you guys ever want to donate to my channel, I'm so open to receiving your love. If I've helped you for over months and years, I would so appreciate that, because these are free videos, right? You guys are just getting free content. But anyway, so she honored me and donated to me, but she's manifesting a beetle, a yellow beetle. So I hope that comes true for you, Kel. Okay, so spirit guide and manifestation. I think this is saying that you have a spirit guide, you have guardian angels that can help you with your manifestations. You just have to ask. You have to put yourself out there and say, I surrender. I'm going to put this in your hands, whoever my spirit guide is. And if you want to ask your guides what their names are, I always say, get really quiet with yourself, take deep breaths. And then as you're quiet, you're just going to say, reveal yourself to me. What is your name? Who is with me all the time? And the first few names that you come up with, say you think of 3 names right away, those are your 3 guides. Okay. Those are some other videos I'm going to create in my community, are how to expand your spiritual gifts, how to become an intuitive reader. I do already have 3 courses on my website. I have how to become an intuitive reader, how to cleanse your energy, and then a meditation program. So head over there. Everything's in the description box below if you'd like some courses to dive into, stuff that you haven't learned yet from me. Peace. So as you're receiving these manifestations, they're not going to bring you the feeling of peace. Your guides are saying you have to feel this first in order to receive it. So in my community, I'm going to have manifestation lessons each week. So each week I'm going to upload a video, and it's going to be something that's not on YouTube. And they're going to be lessons, the secret things that I do in my life to create more manifestations for myself. And one of the lessons is about feeling it, right? You have to feel like what it would be like to have it. And one of the biggest things is peace, feeling content, feeling like you have choices, feeling like you have freedom. And you have to go into this feeling, and you can ask your spirit guides to bring you something that is a replica of that. So maybe you don't know what you want to manifest. Maybe you're like, I don't really know, but you want the feeling of peace in your life. That's all you have to ask for. Your guides and angels will take care of the rest. So even if you say you want financial freedom and you want love and happiness and excitement and joy, the universe knows your heart. So it's going to go and bring you situations that make you feel that way. So don't be surprised if you're in a situation with family and you get this overwhelming feeling of peace. They brought you that manifestation. That is considered a manifestation. All manifestations are not just money, cars, and items. See, yep, they can be friendships. And I just heard this is friendship with spirit. This is you circling up with all of your friends, coming into connection and calling on spirit together. This could be community. This could be my Awaken Your Magic community. We are becoming a community where we can manifest together. I've always heard that when you manifest something for yourself, but ask a friend to do it with you, it's like double, twice as likely to happen. And it quickens it because there's more energy going towards that desire. And that's why they say, don't tell people about your manifestations unless they're down for you and they want it for you. Because if their fear or their lack of belief in it, oh yeah, right, that's not going to happen to them. You don't want those thoughts going towards your bubble, your vortex. Okay. So you don't want to tell people about your manifestations unless there's somebody like me who's like, yes, you can so have this. I can't wait until you get it. Okay. Okay, let's now use Micah Magic. I have a little gummy bear stash down here. Anybody like these? I love the sour ones. They're so good. First card, you can trust that voice. That's that voice of, ooh, can I have this manifestation? I don't know. Heck yes, you can. Say yes. So good. You can have it. Believe in it. 10-10. There's a cycle completing. Mother Mary is here to guide you. Deciding between two options. 444, angels are moving things. So we literally just got Mother Mary and your angels are moving something for you. You might have a decision to make, and there's going to be a cycle that's coming to a close. And cycles are always jobs, relationships, where you live. Make the change, you will feel amazing, and you're going to get a message through social media. So that'll be interesting to see what comes through this week for a couple of you, what messages you might be getting. Okay, I just got guided to use Spirit Song Tarot. It's an animal tarot deck. Okay, we have 9 of Feathers. Perspective, self-empowerment. Look at the porcupine. She's a beauty. Looking all kinds of hairy and spiky. Okay, so 9 of Feathers is, I believe, 9 of Swords. It's kind of like you're right at the end of your rope and you're like, I'm so done with this. But let's read what it says because I could be wrong. But that's just what I got. Okay, it says, Porcupine is equipped with all he needs to protect himself. He wears his quills with honor and uses them to confront his fear. A mentor for the vulnerable. He's here to show you how to protect yourself from your own painful thoughts. When anxieties are at their height, it feels as though things are at their worst. Step back and look at the big picture. Things are not as bad as they seem. Adjust your perspective and cast your sights into the future with optimism, knowing you're doing the best you can. Easing the grip of fear and anger will shed a heavy burden. Focus on your priorities, listen to your inner voice for guidance, and make the conscious choice to believe that tomorrow holds great promise. What a beautiful message. And that's it. You're thinking you're at the end of the rope. You're like, I just can't take this another minute. And that's like the 11th hour. That's where I always say, hold the line. It's not as bad as you think. And if it is so called bad, you're being plucked out of a situation and being moved to something better. So we have a messages coming in through social media or text or email. Make the change. So say yes, right? Because we got the say yes card. You can trust the voice. A cycle is coming to an end. Your angels are bringing you this thing. Mother Mary is bringing it to you. And as you're saying yes, it's going to be like deciding, do I stay? Do I go? It's not as bad as you think. Okay. Everything that you're experiencing right now is going to work itself out. Have faith. All right, let's get another one. And I just saw the raccoon at the bottom of the deck, which is always a sign of a mask coming off. Masks are coming off. People are going to be telling the truth, speaking their feelings, their true feelings. Okay, I definitely thought one flipped. I guess it didn't. King of Feathers. I love the Lion card. Ooh, and the Emperor. Okay. This is my Divine Masculine cards. Look how beautiful they are. Like, look at all the detail, the artist. These cards are incredible. We have logic, justice, focus, stability. Okay, let's read the King of Feathers first. King of Feathers. Disciplined and inquisitive, Lion faces challenges head on. He offers honest, impartial advice and passes his knowledge on to others. He has strong ethics and high standards and demands the same of others. You guys hear the train? A great master of courage and strength. Lion is a roaring archetype for fearless communication. Remember, I said somebody's going to be speaking their truth? He uses sound judgment and fairness to skip the page to come to a solution. He requires a clear and workable plan and doesn't let emotions get in the way. He reminds you that thoughts are energy and that thinking positively attracts favorable experiences into your life. Seize your personal power and call upon clarity of mind in making decisions. With noble determination, harmonize your energy with what you deserve. Oh my gosh. Harmonize your energy with what you desire to achieve. Keywords are power, logic, justice, truth, authority, strategy, advice, and clarity. So I believe this is also manifestation energy. Like, what are you thinking about? What thoughts, where are you throwing your energy to with your thoughts? So like if you're thinking negative thoughts, you're putting your focus on that, you're going to create more of that. The King of Feathers, he's cutthroat. He's like, no, we're doing this. We're going to watch our words. We're going to watch our thoughts. We're going to speak the truth. We're going to come and just tell you how it is. We're not going to lie. But he's very logical and he's very like, you know, we don't, the justice coming in here, it's kind of like he's also the sun, like the Leo energy. It's kind of like he likes to be seen, but he's also not super chatty. It's one those people where like you're like, wow, they only speak when spoken to, but when they speak, you understand what they're saying and it's powerful. So it makes sense what they're saying. And I just heard somebody's looking for a partnership where you can have that communication where it's just like, tell me how it is. Tell me the truth. Like, I want to grow. Let's grow together. And then the Emperor, let's read that card. Okay, here we go. Cougar is in control of himself. He is the personification of caring authority and masculine energy. He is well respected and carries his position of power with reverence. Sensitive to his surroundings, he is confident and practical in his course of action. Draw upon the spirit of Cougar when you require extra energy and focus to get tasks done. When choices are to be made, it's important to maintain concentration, trust in your own judgment, and make wise changes that support your goals. So this is the doer. This is the masculine energy that gets shit done. The cougar is not messing around. Okay, so now that we're kind of talking about divine masculine, let's do a little bit of a relationship reading now. I don't know how long we've been going, but we're going to do the Hidden Truth Oracle. What does your special person want to say to you? What does your special person want to say to you? I hide behind material things. So this is somebody who doesn't want to admit that they're insecure, maybe that they can't provide for you. So they're, just not talking about it. They're hiding behind the idea of having a certain lifestyle, or maybe they're not taking action until they have material things to provide for you with. But it's just somebody who's insecure about money. Oh, they love you unconditionally. I love you all unconditionally. I knew exactly what I was doing. This is usually an energy of somebody who ghosted you, or who just like friend zoned you, or they were scared. They're not ready to face themselves. And if you represent them and they're hiding behind material things, and I also just heard it's somebody who chose somebody else because of ego. They're choosing to be with somebody who's not a match to them because their ego is connected to this other person, because they both desire the same fake lifestyle, if you will. It's not really fake, but it's just a facade. It's not really their truth. So it's like somebody chasing the spotlight all the time, and they can't like come down and come out of that relationship, because what will everybody think, right? They've been plastering it on social media, and now if they're wrong, and that was all ego, that whole relationship, and now their ego, they go through an ego death, and they're like, man, I don't love this person anymore because they were a match to my ego and not my soul. So then it's almost like this card is saying, they love you unconditionally that whole time, but they were chasing ego's desires, not soul desires. And then they finally come back into soul, and they're like, oh crap. Deep down, I kind of knew this all along. I knew it was going to end up this way. What else do they want to tell you? I'm starting to understand our connection. Yeah. The more the ego falls away, the more regret they have, where they feel bad because they're like, wow, I just ignored you. You were right in front of me this whole time. I treated you poorly. I chose somebody else right in front of your face. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. And I believe this is on an unconscious level. Like they didn't feel the pain at the time, but now they're feeling the regret. I want to tell you how I feel. Yeah, once they go through the ego death, it's kind of like, oh shit. I can't live my life without telling this person that I truly love them. And I've loved them ever since I've met them. But sometimes people are just still in ego and they don't know the difference. I left you when I saw you with somebody. So this is a specific situation where maybe somebody, maybe they didn't think they were good enough for you, and then they saw you with somebody else or saw you dating, and so they got scared and ran. And I just want to say this out there, put this out there for all the women watching, and you're wanting to call in a masculine man, and he's saying he's not good enough for you, if he's telling you that, or if he's insinuating that you are, so much, or most masculines think of their feminine as like a goddess, and that she just is so spiritually awakened and he can't keep up with her, and she's so healthy, I can't keep up with her routines and all these different things. And that's your job, feminines. Your job is to stay that way, and then he comes along, and that's what he's needed his whole life, is he's needed somebody to pull him into his soul, pull him into taking care of himself. It's not our job to save them. We're not doing it. They're doing the work, but we're there to be the example of how to do it. So when they come into your life and they see you taking care of yourself, and you're meditating and you're being consistent and you're just so unconditional, they're thinking they're not worthy of you because you're just this goddess, right? But what really is happening is you need to be firm And you need to not fall back into your wounding thinking that you need them. They need to become the man that you want them to be. You are not going to fall in love with somebody's potential. You are saying, no, sorry, we're not going to be together until you become this person that I truly want. I want a partner who's going to do this and who's going to say that and who's going to show up for me and who's going to be consistent and who wants to take care of themselves. And I'm not going to have to convince them to eat healthy and to go to the gym. Like, we want somebody that's already doing that. And a lot of women, and I'm just speaking out about women and men right now in these types of dynamics, a lot of women play the savior. We think we need to save somebody because in somewhere in our childhood, it was something we did, right? We were trying to save our dad from our mom, or we're trying to save our mom from our dad. And we have this savior complex. Well, that's our ego. So we have to come out of that, and you're going to be drawn to people to try to save them. And that's exactly what I was talking about with the emperor. We can't, like, if they're chasing the material things, that's the same in your situation. You're chasing the savior complex. And when you realize that that's not who you are, you're like, oh crap, I'm not really in love with this person. I was just trying to repair my childhood with them. I was playing out the same thing in my childhood. So then you pull away, and then are like, all right, I want this kind of partner. I want somebody I don't have to convince of anything. We're just both reflecting on ourselves and being like, hey, like, let's grow together. And you're on the same level. Even if you know more about certain content than they do, as long as they are on a self-growth journey, they're kind to other people, right? They're taking care of themselves. They have great values. Like, set your standard high. You're not going to let somebody into your energetic field unless they are willing to grow on their own. They want to, contact a mentor. They want to get themselves into a business that makes them feel good, or work that makes them feel good. You're not going to be there to pick somebody else up. Okay. We're not saving anybody. That's our childhood. That's repeating. Yeah. So if somebody's not with you right now because they need to figure that out for themselves, they need to pull up their big boy or big girl pants and do it themselves, just like you did. You guys are all doing this right now by watching these readings. You're learning and growing and evolving. And you don't want to be with a partner who's not doing that. And I always like to say, think about, if you're going to choose to marry somebody, think about when they're like 60 years old, 70 years old, and they're sick, right? And you have to take care of them. How are they treating you? Are they miserable? Are they calling you names? Are they not flexible with their energy? Are they saying, don't put that down, I'll do that, don't touch my things? Like, really think about the type of person that you want to spend every single day with for the rest of your life. And if they're already in a state of anger and they can't control their emotions, you do not want to be in a partnership with somebody like that who's not growing out of that. Because guess what? It's going to get worse when they're older, when they can't move, when they can't do certain things, and then they're going to lash out at you. So be super mindful about who you're in partnership now, and test it and see what they do when they're squeezed. See what they do when life, throws them a wrench and they have to like fix things, or they have to, like, say your house floods. Pay attention to how people respond in those moments. Okay. You do not want to be with somebody who freaks out on you when something out of their control is happening. That is just an indicator that you're signing up for a life of suffering with somebody who's very unaware of their own emotions. And if it's early on in your relationship, you get a choice right now. You get to make that choice. Okay. I just got guided to use Tosha Silver's deck. I used to call it my prayer deck. It feels a little not so thick, but we're just going to go with it. We have empowerment. Oh, and love. Yep, it's all about not finding love. It's love within yourself. So here's the love card. It says, it's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember I myself am love. And then we have empowerment. When you ask the divine, I'll show you what it looks like first. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. So this is you fully stepping into who you are. You get to choose who you're going to spend your energy with, who you're going to open up yourself to, how you're going to balance your home life. Are you a caregiver? Are you somebody that's taking care of your other people all the time and you're not doing this? Start to empower yourself and take care of the inner child within you. You are so worthy. I keep getting a whiff of this candle, so I'm going to slide it over. Okay, so we have empowerment and love. Let's get some more from this deck. I love this deck so much. Look how pretty it is. Isn't it so pretty? This is by Tosha Silver. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Wild Offering. It's called the Wild Offering. Okay. Solitude and self-sufficiency. We got the green going on. The heart chakra colors. I used to have a bedspread when I was a kid that looked like this with the daisies. Okay, solitude. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, which we talked about solitude earlier. Remember when I was talking about being a 2-4 generator? We have to hermit and then we have to pull ourselves out and be social. It says, the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule without forcing or chasing. So I believe that when you're waiting for a divine connection, you're waiting for the right person. When you fall in love with you and your path and your journey and you're pulling back your energy, you're not overgiving, you're not caring for others who aren't caring for you, and you're in your solitude, that's when that person's going to show up. Because you're not craving it. You're not desperate. You're not saying, I need this to be happy. You found love within you. You are love. And that's when these people will show up. That's when you're empowered to really like be the deciding factor now. It's like all these people are showing up at your door to date you, and you're like, I get to choose now. I don't have to stay in this partnership where somebody is literally diminishing me. What's going to happen when they're older and they can't take care of themselves? They're going to lash out at you. So we have self-sufficiency. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Instead, it's saying, God is my source, and I am willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. So if I'm hearing that somebody has to leave a relationship that is not what you thought it was. After hearing this reading, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this. Maybe I really need to rethink my partnership. I don't know if this person is right for me. If you are not feeling invigorated and lit up and supported, get out. And sometimes when you leave, that person maybe wakes up and they come back and grow and they heal and they come back better. But if they're not doing it, get out. Okay, you guys, life is now. It's too short. You can survive on your own. You can rely on God in your solitude. He will show up for you. You can be self-sufficient with the universe. Beautiful messages. Okay, let's end with my God deck, Course in Miracles. This is such a good reading. This is a unique one. Balancing our time, our energy, who we're giving our energy to. Okay, my holiness shines bright and clear today. And the back says, in this world, you can become a spotless mirror in which the holiness of your creator shines forth from you to all around you. You can reflect heaven here. So this is realizing that universe, God, spirit, love, grace, they're using you. They're using you to speak, just like they're using me to speak right now. So you are this vessel that is bringing messages to everybody you meet, whether it's just a smile, you open a door for somebody. That is the holiness coming through you. So when you're in a partnership and if somebody's not honoring that holiness within you, you need to choose better for yourself. If you are not balancing your energy well and you're giving and you're caring for somebody who's not honoring you, you have to speak up and you have to say something. You're not just going to take this poor treatment. I'm telling you, it's 2024. The darkness is real. And the light beings here are needing to strengthen up, to suit up, to get our shields on, and to move through this world, shining our light, projecting our light. And when darkness comes to attack us and comes to smush us and tell us that we're not worthy of having our desires and we're a bad person and they diminish what we're wearing or they critique us, We have to stand up for ourselves and realize that the universe is within us, God is within us, the love is within us, and that is not love, what you're experiencing. And you have to stand up to it or pull back from it and don't give it your time and energy. Just like with the King of Feathers, the lion card, you can be like the lion. You can be brave. You can be cutthroat with your words and say, you can't talk to me this way. I'm not gonna put up with this. I will leave. And you speak your truth. At some point on your spiritual journey, you're going to be forced to set boundaries with people. You're going to be forced to speak up. You're going to be forced to ask for the truth. You know, there's certain people in my reality where I had to openly say things to them that I've never said to anybody else. And it was highly uncomfortable. But these hard conversations are needed because you're going to get to see how somebody else responds to you. And I just heard, when you say no to somebody, that's how you know whether they're the person for you. Find out who somebody truly is when you say no to them. You know, if they get upset, if they get like very tantrumy, you know that they cannot regulate themselves and they might have a narcissistic personality where they think that everything should just bow down to them. We're not going to be around that. We're done with that. That's our childhood. I did a reading the other day with a wonderful girl, and we talked about her being in her bubble. And I talk about shutting the sliding glass door. If somebody is attacking you with their words, with their energy, with their thoughts, and they're just diminishing you, maybe you're co-parenting with somebody you're divorced from, or if it's like a mother-in-law or somebody that's just always chirping in your ear about what you're doing wrong and how you can parent better, or if it is an ex diminishing what you're doing with your life, you pretend when they're talking and chirping in your imagination, I want you to shut the sliding glass door. Just shut the door. You can still see them, but you can't hear them anymore, and their words are hitting the door and falling to the ground, and they're not entering your body and your field. When you learn to do this with all narcissists, you will be the master of your energy. You will be so empowered because you're going to leave that situation and you're not going to take any of that energy. You're not going to need to fight back because you can't hear them. It's falling on deaf ears. You're seeing that they are just like a robotic energy that is just trying to tear you down. And when you see that they're a bot, you shut the door and they don't have an influence in your life anymore. And if you're roped into the fact that you want to get back at them for hurting you, you are not in love. You are in vindictive energy, and we don't want to be there because that kills our internal body. That kills our gut. When you think negative thoughts, you're hurting yourself. Okay, so you do not want to sit around stewing about somebody that's hurt you in your past. You shut the sliding glass door. You be there if you have to be there, if you're exchanging your kids or whatever it is. If it's a family party and you have to be there with this person, you learn to energetically shut the door and close your field off and just nod. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, wow, really? Wow. Mm-hmm. And you just play dumb like you're talking to a robot. And then you leave the conversation when the time's up, and that person's going to be like, wait, what just happened? Did they agree with me? They didn't fight with me. I don't. And that's exactly how you want to leave those people. You want to leave them wondering, like when you don't respond, they don't know what to think. So you're not making them angry, but you're also not feeding them either, right? Because they like to know that they want to like poke you, and you're not being poked in that moment. So I love teaching this to my one-on-one clients. Shutting that sliding glass door is so important. Protect yourself, be strong. I want to teach my clients that they can go anywhere, be around any people, and be solid. We are not anybody that runs from people, that runs from cities, environments where there's past pain, where there's trauma. We can go anywhere because we are healed, we are whole, and we are fabulous. All right, lovies, we will end there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and please join my community, Awaken Your Magic, on Wednesday, 3/13, $44 a month. And we're going to do all of this in that community. We're going to talk, we're going to learn. I'm going to upload workshops and courses for you guys. I cannot wait to be in there and to be in a more private setting, more intimate setting, so we can connect on a deeper level. And then you guys can post your own stuff on the feed. You're not just commenting, you can post your own questions, your own stories, your own situations with narcissists, and we can help each other. All right. I am sending you so much love. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you for our midweek reading. All right. Peace out.